everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to another shelf review where we go through the Dice Tower Library shelf by shelf. Today we're on shelf 1, going all the way to the very bottom, shelf E, shelf 1E here. So I don't really have any kind of, basically I don't pick the worst games that go on the bottom, and I'm not like a grocery store where we put the best stuff on the bottom, so you have to go all the way down there and get it. But I do want to take a look at these games. So here we have Tigris and Euphrates. And you might say, why is Tigris and Euphrates not next to Yellow and Yangtze? That is a really good question that I just thought of now. And so I'm going to probably be moving them to be next to each other. But Tigris and Euphrates, a great classic Knizia game. Right next to that, Alien Frontiers, the first known Kickstarter for board gaming. And there's a lot of expansions and stuff for Alien Frontiers. But I think the base game, I think there's a couple expansions in there, is good enough for what we're doing with this game. So Alien Frontiers is about using dice placement to control a planet. It's really a good game. Now we have the two Whistle games, Whistle Stop and Whistle Mountain. And you know what? They're really not the same at all. Whistle Mountain is Whistle Stop is a game about building train routes, and you are connecting them and trying to transport goods. It's a good game. Whistle Mountain is one of my favorite games that I've played. It's an amazing worker placement game. They really don't have anything to do with each other. In fact, the Whistle Mountain doesn't make sense. You use whistles as resources. Whistle Stop is about trains. Whistle Mountain's about building a dam. But I like them both, but I love Whistle Mountain. Black Orchestra is a game on this list that I have not played yet. This is a game about the plot to assassinate Hitler. And it's, a very interesting time in history. And so it's a cooperative game where you're working together to do that. I've heard very good things about it. I think the theme is really interesting. But that's all I know. All right, now we enter the Days of Wonder. The rest of this shelf is Days of Wonder. So you can see right here, we have the classic Shadows over Camelot. Shadows over Camelot, which I'm going to have the miniatures, some of them are painted. I bought the pre-painted miniatures a long time ago, but the rest of them I want to get painted. A great cooperative game with a possibility of a traitor in it. I really enjoy this game. It's a game that takes a lot of players, and for that, I'm very happy with it. Small World, and then, of course, Small World of Warcraft. Now, I actually have a deluxe Small World elsewhere in the library. But you know what? People sometimes just want to play Small World, and this one has an expansion or two in it. Not many. There's a lot of expansions for Small World. I did not keep all of them because it's overwhelming for people when they play it. And, of course, you could just play Small World of Warcraft, which is the same thing. A nice little area control game. And the reason I have both in the library is because I think some people might grab Small World of Warcraft who would not grab Small World. Then we go to Quadropolis. Quadropolis is a city building game, a tile laying game where you are just trying to build tiles in your own city, but you are taking these tiles from a middle rack. It's a bit more abstract, maybe, than other city games that are out there, but it's really well done. If you've never played this one, this is a hidden gem of Days of Wonder. The next we have one of my favorite games from Days of Wonder, and that is Colosseum. Colosseum, just a fantastic game where you are collecting resources to put on a show. It has roll and move in it. Normally, I don't like roll and move in games, but in this one, it works really well. Beautiful components. And yes, I have the Days of Wonder version, not the Tasty Minstrel version. Mystery of the Abbey is a deduction game, which is better than Clue. It's very similar to Clue in many regards. There's a bunch of abbots in it, and you are trying to figure out which one is the murderer. You are asking each other questions, crossing them off. This is the game that made me realize Days of Wonder did deluxe components. This is a game that looked great a decade before most other games looked great. It is fantastic and highly recommend it. Pirates Cove is another really good Days of Wonder game that's not talked about as much these days. It's a simple game in which players are going to be picking which island their ship's going to go to each turn. You're trying to avoid a big nasty pirate like Blackbeard, but you're also trying not to go to the same island as other players. you're collecting treasure chests and then going and burying them. It's very simple, has some neat upgrading things. I really enjoy it. The next two games I don't really care for from Days of Wonder, but I put them in here because, hey, they're Days of Wonder games and they get played. Deep Blue, which is a game about deep sea diving, and it's kind of a cooperative, not cooperative, but push luck, but you get to push your opponent's luck, and I really dislike that. I mean, it is a gorgeous game, and even though I'm not a fan of it, it's gotten many positive reviews. The River is a worker placement game that I was not a big fan of because it's just too simple for me. As you are building down a river and putting down things and placing on them. In fact, a lot of it I really don't remember how it plays so much because it was, to me, very forgettable. It's an odd choice, I think, for Days of Wonder to have published. And then, of course, the most popular game of these, you're like, where's Ticket to Ride? That's a different shelf, folks. But the most popular of the non-Ticket to Ride Memoir 44 games is Five Tribes. The heaviest game they put out, very well renowned. I have both expansions for it, a lot of stuff in there. I've upgraded it. There's metal coins in it. It's a really nice set here, folks. This is one I know will get checked out from the library often. A very popular game, great one, Five Tribes. So that's the bottom shelf here, shelf 1E. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at that. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been looking at the Dice Tower Library here at Dice Tower Studio Headquarters.